And the time to be self-aware and reflect on what you are and what you're doing every day is so important, because otherwise nambella and the hamster madri we keep getting into one cycle, right? Opportunities irundalum we have to meet the opportunity. I'm sure that leaders who are in top positions would agree with the fact that they may have faced multiple situations where they had no clue how to deal with the situation.
ஸோ அதர் திங் மேம், இப்போ ஆண்டர்பிரினர்லாம் ரொம்ப ஒரு எல்லாருமே பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க அப்படின்னு இருக்குது. பட் யூ ஸ்டார்ட் லைக் ஒரு 12 years பிஃபோர், ரைட்?
13-14 years.
மைஷா ஸ்டுடியோ அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணீங்க. வேர் டிட் திஸ் கம் ஃப்ரம்? எப்படி உங்களுக்கு ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணணும்னு தோணுச்சு? பிகாஸ் அந்த டைமில் ஓகே நம்மளுக்கு ஏதோ நம்ம படிச்சிருக்கோம், ஒரு ஒர்க் போகலாம் அப்படின்னு இல்லாமல் யூ கிரியேட்டட் ஒர்க். ஸோ அது எப்படி, அந்த ஜேர்னி எப்படி ஸ்டார்ட் ஆச்சு?
See, இப்போ யூஸ்வலாக exactly what you said, right? நம்ம யூஸ்வலாக படிச்சுட்டு then we search for a job and we get into a job. And that's what I did as well. After I finished my undergrad, I did an undergraduation in interior design. So I worked with an architect as an interior designer, and then I went to Singapore to do my masters. And Tirumbi I came back and I started working with an architect again. I was working with a really top architect. I was getting a good pay, very good projects. So for my family and for the outside world, I was in a good place, right? But even though I had all of that at work, I realized that I was missing out on a lot of very important aspects of interest, my inclination, my skills and my potential. Of course, I was working in an interior design job, but I love art, I love photography, and ennala adella edume panna mudiyala because I was fully invested in that 9-to-5 job, which was not 9 to 5, it was taking over my entire life. And again, right, and the time to be self-aware and reflect on what you are and what you're doing every day is so important, because otherwise nambella and the hamster madri we keep getting into one cycle of I could have very easily settled in that job because I was getting a good pay and everything was fine, but I realized that this is not enough. This is not what I need right now, because there are so many aspects that I'm not able to enjoy in my life. So that is when I decided to make a shift and get into, I was working with a senior artist as the technical director in his studio. But teaching abdindrathu vandu, it came to me quite naturally and organically, because people who met me in that studio realized how I was interacting with people, and kadasila it comes down to how you're able to connect with people, right? We have AI, we have technology, we have so many things, but the power of human connection, the power of being able to empathize with somebody and help another person grow.
Lesson கவனிக்கிற ஒரு மைண்ட் செட்ல இல்ல, மேபி they need another time being solitude. So as you said, yeah, continue.
So that is very important, and I think the people around me understood that about me. So Maisha Studio came into being because parents reached out to me asking me to mentor their children. So it's not like I developed one business plan and a website and a logo and then I launched the business in kadayadu. I did not see it as a business at first. I still don't, because of course we need to sustain as an academy, but the formation of it happened in a very organic manner, with a few students and their parents coming forward to me and asking if I can mentor them, and that has grown into what Maisha Studio is today.
தென் எனக்கு இன்னொன்று என்ன தோணுதுன்னா, as you said, you're coming from middle class ஃபேமிலின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கிறப்ப we also have this money issues இருக்கும். நம்ம பேரண்ட்ஸ் வந்து நம்ம ஒரு ஃபீஸ் கட்டுறதுக்கு there will be many things, ஏன்னா நிறைய பேர் ஃபேமிலி ஃபேஸ் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. ஸோ மேபி அதெல்லாம் பார்த்ததுனால ஓகே அடுத்தடுத்து ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி வருது, you are able to grab those things.
See, நம்மளோட பேக்ரவுண்ட் அப்படின்றது வந்து ஒரு விஷயம்தான். கடைசியில் it comes down to what we make of ourselves. I have met and worked with so many people who come from an underprivileged background and who have still done incredibly well for themselves, and I have so much of respect for them, because நம்மளால நினைச்சு கூட பார்க்க முடியாது the number of challenges that they would have gone through to get to where they are right now. கடைசியில் இப்போ இருக்கிற உலகத்தில் there are infinite opportunities. It comes down to the individual to meet, create and take up opportunities around them, right? Opportunities irundalum number we have to meet the opportunity.
We should be
right?
qualified to take that opportunity.
See, even qualification sometimes is over exaggerated, and I would say there needs to be that thirst for wanting to do different things. I'm sure that's the case in your life and in so many ஏன்னா எத்தனை பேருக்கு அப்படியே வந்து கொடுக்குறோன்னு like opportunities come into their lap அப்படின்றது கம்மி தான். But if you look at the stories, இதனால தான் I love reading autobiographies, you know, because we understand. இப்போ நம்ம ஒரு ஜாக்கி சானை பார்க்குறோம், ஒரு ஸ்டாராக பார்க்குறோம், or நம்ம எல்லாம் நைக்கி ஷூஸ்லாம் பார்க்குறோம். The founder of Nike or a Jackie Chan, இவங்கெல்லாம் வந்து the kind of difficulties they've gone through is crazy, right? So அப்படின்ற போது எப்படியா இருந்தாலும் there will always be a way for you to do work and make a living, especially because of how huge the world is and how there are so many things happening. ஏதான ஒரு ஃபார்மேட்டில் there are opportunities for all of us. And I completely believe in that. It is just that sometimes நம்ம வந்து ரொம்ப ஸ்டபர்னாக இருக்கலாம். இல்லை எனக்கு இந்த மாதிரி ஒர்க் தான் நான் பண்ணுவேன், நான் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பிளேஸில் தான் இருப்பேன். அதெல்லாம் நம்மளும் கொஞ்சம் ஃப்ளெக்சிபிளாக இருக்கணும். I'm sure that, you know, so many people who are leaders and who are in top positions would agree with the fact that they may have faced multiple situations where they had no clue how to deal with the situation. But the strength comes from saying that I don't know how to do it, but I am confident that I can figure it out.
இல்லை ஆக்சுவலி நான் ஒரு இன்டர்வியூ மாதிரி தான் இங்கே நான் வந்தேனே. பட் ஆனால் இட்ஸ் யோர் லைஃப் ஜேர்னி, ஹவ் டு யூ ஸ்பீக், இட்ஸ் வெரி இன்ஸ்பைரிங் ஃபார் மீ. தென் இது நான் ஆக்சுவலி நான் கேட்டே ஆகணும். பிகாஸ் ஆஸ் யூ செட் யூ ஆர் வெரி எம்பவர்ட் பர்சன், லைக் யூ ஹேர் அ மெச்சூர் மைண்ட் செட் அண்ட் ஆல். பட் இதெல்லாம் இருந்தாலுமே நம்மளுக்குன்னு ஒரு ஃபெயிலியர்னு வரப்போ வி வில் பி, ஏன் எனக்கு மட்டும் இப்படி ஆகுது, வி வில் பி எம்பத்தைசிங் ஆர் செல்ஃப், ரைட்? ஸோ ஹவு டு யூ ஹேண்டில் ஃபெயிலியர்ஸ்? லைக் let us take maybe உங்களோட early 20s இப்போவுமே what has changed? ஸோ அதை பற்றி சொல்லுங்கள்.
So I think failure ன்னு வந்துச்சுன்னா one thing that works like a saving grace every time is just knowing what makes you happy, what gives you comfort, what gives you security, what gives you peace. இது வந்து it's like ஒரு secret ingredient மாதிரி. So at any point of time in your life, if you're unwell or if you feel like everything is going wrong or if you've faced a huge failure, you can always go back to these things and they are always there. They've been a constant for a long time in your life and they will continue to be that way. And early on in my life, நான் இந்த காலேஜ் படிக்கிற டைம்ல இருந்து I have எப்படியோ both consciously and subconsciously constantly kept experiencing different things that led me to understand what these aspects are எனக்கு. So ஒன்று nature gives me a lot of happiness, comfort, inspiration, security. இன்னொன்று my loved ones. I have good friends who I can be unfiltered with. I love traveling. I learn a lot by, you know, meeting and interacting. So if I'm feeling very down, I just go to the beach or I go to a garden or I go to the mountains. If I feel like I'm trying to take a decision but I don't know how to take a decision, or if I'm feeling stuck, I speak to my mentors, I speak to my loved ones. So அந்த மாதிரி you need to have people, you need to have எனக்கு வந்து material things don't give me happiness. Nature is what gives me happiness. I can just go to the beach and nature is always free. Nature is not expensive. நம்ம எப்பயுமே வந்து வேணும்ட்டே ஏதோ ஒன்று தப்பு பண்ண மாட்டோம். நம்மளுக்கு அந்த டைமில் என்ன தெரியுதோ அந்த நாலேஜ் வச்சு we take a decision and then we face the consequence. So it's just different consequences. Some consequences are difficult, some consequences are happy consequences. A mind map is nothing but a way of putting down everything that's on your mind and you will realize that a lot of things are connected. But on the connections வந்து we can only understand when we put it down on paper. And especially for women, I think it's extremely important for us to know how to earn money, how to save, how to invest, and enna taxes இது எல்லாமே வந்து it's basic life skills.
Champion a woman, she will build the nation.